Anti-Ethiopia conspiracy can cause universal cataclysm, as Ethiopia is a biblical nation under the almighty እግዚአብሔር God that survived great trials for 7,490 years of its existence and ordained to invoke divine judgment and condemnation upon the world. Will the present generation of humanity hearken this time to the divine warning in order to avert another imminent universal cataclysm?
And moving on to the Horn of Africa, Ethiopia is ushering in a new era of strategic cooperation with Russia, strengthening ties across defense and economy. A high-level Ethiopian military delegation, led by the chief of the General Staff Field Marshal, Birhanu Jula Gelacha, held talks in Moscow with Russia's Deputy Defense Minister Alexander Fomin. Now, the talks signal growing military and strategic alignment between the two countries. Discussions centered on expanding military technical cooperation, implementing existing defense agreements, and addressing regional and global security challenges.
Circulating on X, video footage shows an olive-green Typhoon-K armored vehicle on a trailer truck reportedly belonging to the Ethiopian National Defense Forces. However, it was not stated how many Kamaz 53949 were acquired by Ethiopia from the Russian Kamaz company. The variant for Ethiopia is the Kamaz 53949 model, which is designed as a more compact and easy-to-control version and agile to maneuver on all terrain. Classified as an MRAP, mine-resistant ambush protected, the Kamaz 53949 has a V-shaped undercarriage that effectively dissipates the blast energy of landmines, and is equipped with special energy-absorbing seats. The vehicle body consists of steel plates and ceramic inserts, which provide protection against armor-piercing bullets and artillery shell fragments. With a total weight of around 15 tons, the vehicle is powered by a 350 horsepower diesel engine, allowing it to reach speeds of up to 105 km per hour on the highway. The Kamaz 53949 cabin can carry up to 10 soldiers, including 2 crew members, driver and commander. For self-defense and combat, a manned turret with armaments such as a 7.62mm or 12.7mm caliber machine gun can be mounted on the roof of the vehicle. In addition to the Kamaz 53949, Ethiopia currently operates around 75 Wolf-Light armored vehicles developed by Haythoff, Israel's Rafael Advanced Defense Systems.
As fighter jets prepare to carve patterns across the Ethiopian sky, the moment is about far more than aerial acrobatics. What is unfolding in Addis Ababa is a calculated display of military diplomacy, where air power, strategic alliances, and global realignments converge. The upcoming air show, featuring the Belarusian Air Force, signals not only celebration but intention. Behind the roar of engines lies a deeper message about Ethiopia's evolving defense partnerships and its place in an increasingly complex global order. Ethiopia and Belarus have taken a significant step towards strengthening bilateral defense relations, as the Belarusian Air Force prepares to perform at a major international air show marking the 90th anniversary of the Ethiopian Air Force. The event, which blends commemoration with strategic signaling, comes alongside the formal signing of new military cooperation agreements between the two countries. According to official statements from the Ethiopian National Defense Force, Ethiopia and Belarus have signed 2 separate military cooperation memoranda of understanding aimed at expanding collaboration across defense technology, training, and industrial capacity. In September of the previous year, Ethiopian Air Force Commander Lieutenant General Yilma Merdasa held talks with Belarusian Defense Minister Viktor Krenin, focusing on strengthening bilateral military cooperation.
Footage has been released capturing Russia's delivery of up to 6 Yak-130 jet trainer and light combat aircraft, as well as at least 1 Orion reconnaissance and strike UAV to Ethiopia. The Yak-130 have the tail numbers 2301, 2302, 2303, 2305, and 2306. They were demonstrated during the Aviation Expo 2026 airshow at the Bishoftu airfield of the 1st Central Air Base of the Ethiopian Air Force. This was reported by Russian Center for Analysis of Strategies and Technologies. It turned out that Russians successfully sold their Yak-130 aircraft to Ethiopia, which had previously received 2 problematic Indian Su-30K in January 2024 aircraft that Russia had been trying to sell for 15 years. It is known that Ethiopia is one of the traditional buyers of Russian weapons. The core of the Ethiopian Air Force's combat aviation consists of 8 Su-27 and 3 Su-27UB purchased from Russia in the 1990s, as well as the 2 Su-30K, 1 Su-25T, 2 Su-25UB, and 6 MiG-23BN mentioned above. Russians are not providing any information on the possible cost of the contract to supply Yak-130 aircraft and Orion drones to Ethiopia, including whether payment has been made, and if so, whether it was in cash, via barter, or on credit. It is likely that, for Russians, this delivery of Yak-130 and Orion UAVs carries mainly psychological significance. It shows that their military products remain in demand, at least among third-world countries loyal to the Kremlin.
When diplomatic traffic accelerates, it is rarely accidental. Over the past month, Addis Ababa has witnessed a steady procession of high-level foreign delegations arriving at Cairo, the seat of Ethiopia's executive power. From the Middle East to East Asia, from Europe to North America, senior officials have held tightly scheduled meetings with Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and Foreign Minister Gedeon Timotheos. The pattern is unmistakable. Ethiopia has become a focal point of renewed geopolitical attention, and the conversations taking place behind closed doors are as consequential as they are deliberate. In the days following consultations that included an envoy associated with US President Donald Trump, another prominent visitor arrived in the capital. The United Kingdom's Foreign Secretary, Yvette Cooper, conducted an official visit to Addis Ababa, adding momentum to what diplomats describe as an unusually dense period of engagement. Within just 30 days of the new year, she became one of a succession of senior foreign officials to pass through Cairo's doors.
The forgotten cries of Ethiopia, a nation bleeding in silence. In the heart of the Horn of Africa, a silent genocide unfolds. Ethiopia, a nation known for its ancient civilization, its cultural heritage and its proud history of independence, is today drowning in rivers of blood. Villages are razed, children starve, women are violated, and communities vanish overnight. Yet the world looks away. The same international institutions that speak loudly about human rights in public forums whisper nothing when it comes to Ethiopia's pain. The genocide in Ethiopia is not new. It is a continuation of decades of ethnic tension, political corruption, and the thirst for absolute power. But since the outbreak of the Tigray conflict in late 2020, the violence has reached unimaginable levels. What began as a political dispute between the central government and the Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF, has turned into a brutal war against entire populations. Civilians have become targets. Reports from Tigray, Amhara, Oromia, and Afar regions describe scenes that echo Rwanda's dark history of 1994, massacres, systematic rape used as a weapon of war, forced starvation and mass graves. Satellite images confirm burned villages. Witnesses recount how ethnic minorities are hunted down, how the elderly are left to die without food or medicine, and how hospitals are destroyed deliberately. The world has been here before. We said, never again. Yet again it is happening, and again no one moves.
የተዋሕዶ ልጆች በትግራይ የሚረግፈው በአማራ የሚረግፈው በኦሮሚያ ክልል የሚረግፈው በቤኒሻንጉል የሚረግፈው በደቡብ የሚረግፈው በየትኛው ቦታ የሚረግፈው ኦርቶዶክስ ተዋሕዶ ብቻ ነው። ዓላማው የጥፋት ነው፣ መንገዱ የጥፋት ነው፣ ተልእኮ ከምዕራባውያን ነው፣ ከአውሮፓውያን ነው። እንዴት ኦርቶዶክስን እናጥፋ፣ እንዴት ከኦርቶዶክስ ጋር ያለው ብሔር የትኛው ነው እናጥፋ በማለት የሚሯሯጡት ምዕራባውያን አውሮፓውያን የኢትዮጵያን መዝገብ ቀብረው ኢትዮጵያን ለመያዝ እየተሯሯጡ ያሉ ከቻሉ በዚሁ በርስ በርሳችን ካልቻሉ በኒኩሌር ቦምብ ሊያጠፉን ቅንብር ላይ ዝግጅት ላይ ድግስ ላይ ነው ያሉና ዛሬ ትግራይን ከአማራ ጋር አማራን ከትግራይ ጋር እያባላ ይገሰግሳል በኋላ ከኦሮሚያ የተነሳ የተደበቀ የተሸፈነ የት እንዳለ የማይታወቅ የተዘጋጀ የጦር መሳሪያ የታጠቀ በጣም ልዩ ጦር አለ። እሱ ይመጣል። ያን ጊዜ በሰይፍ ይቆርጣል፣ እንቆረጣለን። ቤተክርስቲያን ትቃጠላለች። ከሰላም ሃይማኖት ጋር ተባብሮ ኢትዮጵያን ይዋጋታል። ከፊት ከጀርባ ሌላ ድግስ አለ። የእነ አሜሪካ ድግስ አለ፣ የእነ ግብፅ ድግስ አለ፣ የሳውዲ አረቢያ ድግስ አለ። ያቺ ማነች ራሻ የምትላት ራሻ እኮ ከኛ ጎን ናት። እስራኤልማ እንደ አንደኛ ናት ቻይና በተለይ የምትል ከርፋፋ ትውልድ ስለሆንክ ነው እንጂ ሁሉም ከድግሱ አሉ። በእጅ አዞሩ አሜሪካንን ወደፊት ወደ ኋላ ራቅ ግብፅን በምክንያት እያረጉ የሚያመጡልህ ሆን ብለው ነው። ሁሉም ሊበላ ተዘጋጅቷል።
Force, the Ethiopian flag, and also the activities of the Ethiopian Navy.